Hey guys, it's model making time, and today we're here at the Scottish Model Show up here in Perth. This is my first time at the show, so we'll take you for a walk around to have a look at all of the stands here, some of the traders, and my general thoughts of the show. So let's go in. And as we go into the Dewars Centre, we are at the Scottish Model Show. And I'm so excited as we start with Inverclyde Model Club, one I don't think I've seen before. And they were very, very friendly as we sort of pointed and took pictures of all of their models. They had such a delightful array, including some aircraft carriers and ships, alongside sci-fi and military. A great start, setting the stage for the show. One that we've seen before is Aerodrome, and we've seen these at Telford, I want to say, in 2024. And they keep adding to this and recreating real-life vintage pictures as scenes on the aerodrome, and I absolutely love it. In fact, the one you see that has two pictures, because they showed me the pictures that correspond with them as well. That one is a Bolton Pool test pilot who used to fly just to go away, and he would land in a field and then take the local children away with them. I love this. I think this is full of colour, full of history. It's just fantastic, and I love seeing it. It brings a smile to my face. And Dundee start with some Lego, actually, and the F1 cars have sort of moving parts and suspension. It's really incredible how much Lego and Lego style kits have developed over time. Now, their display goes on quite some time. In fact, I thought it was a couple of different displays, but it's not. In the middle of it, they had this really cool Operation Musketeer where you could vote for your favourite model. I voted for number 6, but which one would you have voted for if you were here? I also like the posters they have. It's vintage, but cool. Now, perhaps my favourite model at the show, and I know it's very early in the video for me to say that, but there's a reason for it, and yeah, you're seeing it there. It's that Hawk, which is an RNLI 200th anniversary scheme. I think this is one of the most creative schemes I've seen on a Hawk. I think it looks lush, and we will get a close-up of it along with everything else. So yeah, safe to say I think this is my favourite thing on, like, in the entire show. I just love this, and I actually really want to go and make this Hawk now. I should have asked them how they made it, if they used sort of the decals from the ships, because I'm pretty sure they did. I really want to make that scheme. I think it looks lush. A club we've seen a few times now is British Bulldogs, and front and centre was this Avro Lancaster, which I believe is 32nd scale, I want to say. Might be bigger, not quite sure, but it really steals the show on their stand, especially with the crew in front of it. And then we head over to Falkirk Scale Modelers Club, and I don't actually think I've seen them before at a show, or if I have, it must have been Telford, because most of the Scottish ones I either see at Telford or Bolton. But yeah, I thought this display was fantastic, from F-16s to Russian bombers to War of the Worlds in sort of the classic Jeff Wayne style, a la the video games from the 90s, which I played. Yeah, this is a fantastic display. I really love the refueling scene as well at the back there. Do get a little close-up of that as well. A couple of ferry gannets on display, Chinook, giant ME-262 and BF-109 FW-190, a kinetic Alpha Jet, a Yellow Jack's Hawk. Oh, this stand just has everything. And yeah, this War of the Worlds diorama is fantastic. I grew up listening to Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds musical. It was one of my favourite books as a kid, although Brave New World became my favourite book not long after. But the musical stands in my heart. I watched it with my dad in Cardiff many, many years ago. Amazing stand. Now, this show does seem to have quite a few large tables, and this is another one of them. This is Washington with their crushed blue velvet. Crushed velvet makes me think of my goth era when I was much younger. But they had a lot of sort of figures and vignettes on here, which is very different to a lot of the stands that we'll see later on, along with a lot of military. Obviously, military vehicles are not my jam. I don't know them particularly well, so I just sort of took some pictures of things that I thought looked cool. Aircraft is much more my thing, but I did really like sort of Ripley from Alien and Dutch from Predator, which one of my all-time favourite sci-fi films. I watched that so much in my sort of late teens. And this Iron Man as well was fantastic with its pulsating light. It's just, yeah, really cool stand. Then we have SIG 144, and like, do I really even need to introduce them at this point? Everything on the table is 144 scale. It means you can get giant things into a small space, which is fantastic for people who have smaller living arrangements or want to make really elaborate dioramas but don't have the space for it. This is how to do it. I don't do 144 myself. It's something I will try at some point, but I am very firmly in the 172nd camp. It's sort of that perfect middle ground for me, but I love showcasing them. They are all really friendly and approachable people, and if you ever go to a show and see them, please go and talk to them. They are one of the friendliest stands. If you don't know, because I think this is the first SIG we have seen, SIG stands for Special Interest Group. It means that it's a group of people who've bonded together over a particular subject. In this instance, it's Special Interest Group 144 because everything's 144 scale, but you get other ones like the Aerobatic Display Team SIG that we'll see later on. But for now, just enjoy the models. I know nothing about boats, and if you saw my video when we went to Stamford for the model show, you will see sort of how some of them work, but it's something far beyond me, something I really want to do, but something I very much don't understand and I cannot appreciate as much as others. So I hope you enjoy seeing this. It's all beyond me, but I just wanted to make sure I show every stand because everything is amazing. Representing one of the most iconic parts of World War II for any aviation fan in Britain, and one of the best films ever made, and that is not an opinion, that is just fact, I'm afraid, is the Battle of Britain SIG. And they actually had the artwork from the film there as well. I've seen the SIG so many times, and I think if you want to see their really big displays, go look at Telford a couple of years ago. They had a massive display there and it looked fantastic. Not to say this one doesn't, obviously this is just a smaller select display, but I really love seeing things like the sign call with working men beside it. A short Sterling. That's an interesting model, isn't it? Well, anyway, moving on from that for no reason in particular, we have Bomber Command SIG. Everything on here is a bomber. And actually, they said to me, you've probably seen taking videos and pictures of everything on this table, and maybe I have, maybe I haven't, who knows? Well, anyone who watches all my videos probably does, but I don't keep track of that properly, so we're just going to take pictures of the things that we think look great today. And, well, on this table, there's pretty much everything, so I did have to narrow it down. We got a Halifax, and we definitely got that short Sterling at the start as well. One of my all-time favourite SIGs is the Aerobatic Display Team SIG, because aerobatic display teams are very close to my heart. In fact, it's probably the thing that bonded me and my dad more than anything else in our lives, is aerobatic display teams. My first air show was at Royal International Air Tattoo in 1997, and I remember vividly seeing the Il Frecce Tricolori, Patrulla Aguila, and the Ukrainian Falcons, who, well, you obviously don't see anymore, but they flew a fantastic array of MiG-29s. Obviously you don't see them anymore, but it has meant that display teams have been cemented as a part of my very being. And so in modelling, I often like to do colourful display team schemes, or even just generally colourful schemes. And this Utterly Butterly, I will say, a lot of memories brought back for me. Love this display. If the Utterly Butterly is like custom decals, I must get a copy because I really want to make that. It looks amazing. Well done. Like, your display is always amazing. Now, models for Heroes were at the show as well, fundraising as usual, and you can go over to their website and buy things like custom decals or some of the items you can see on the stand here as well. They are a charity that helps veterans get into modelling, get free supplies, and they're a really great charity. In fact, if you could head over to Model Minutes channel, he's done a couple of videos collaborating with them, so go and check them out. But next door to them was the World War I diorama and vignette, and this was a very poignant reminder of what happened in World War I and some of the absolute horrors that people faced. That was really well demonstrated with the World War I tank arriving over the top of a trench, something that had never been seen before. And, well, if you go to Bombington Tank Museum, there's an excellent representation of that as well. I cannot imagine how terrifying it must have been, and I'm very grateful that we don't have wars of this scale anymore. I don't want to go into politics on this channel, but it's just always important to remember what we've been through so we don't keep repeating the same mistakes. On a lighter note, it's 580 modelers, and they had some fantastic experimental aviation masterpieces in the middle there. And I actually have one of them, I think, to build in 72nd scale. I really love seeing experimental aircraft. Some of them are absolutely crazy, particularly sort of in the first half of aviation's life, I guess. So if you go from sort of 1903 and a bit before that, really, before the first flight, and if you go up to sort of like, I don't know, the 60s maybe, you get some wild and wonderful designs, especially like early jet and rocket powered interceptors. They did a fantastic job of showing that on this stand, as well as showing modern aviation with things like the F-35. And, well, the Gaahleri had two colour schemes there and another in the middle of the stand, which I just loved. This small table was Armour Workbench, and they had a couple of really cool like mini dioramas on here and some World War I tanks, which I think are meant to be painted in like, I don't know, like maybe Warhammer colours. The red and blue definitely give Space Marine vibes, which of course is what things like the Land Raider are based on anyway. I really liked this snowy diorama. It just looked really cool. And this radio controlled tank just goes to show it's not the amount of models on the table, but the quality of the work. Apologies for the shakiness of my sort of initial filming on this table, which is Sterling and District modelers. Again, don't know if I've actually seen this stand before, but they had a fantastic space rocket right in the middle of the table, blasting off. And in front of that was an amazing crossover, which I think are both the Airfix starter set Red Arrow kits. Kind of noticeable because they don't have the bottom decals on them, something I don't know why they don't include in the kit. We also have a dedication to Sunsaku Tamiya, who passed away at the end of last year. a more civilian-based SIG. This is the airline SIG, and, well, it's airlines, modern jets and prop airliners, and I really loved the Greenland one in the middle there. Air Greenland has actually recently renovated their fleet to be much more modern, serving the people of Greenland much more efficiently and speedily, and it's really cool to see their livery there. I also liked seeing the Norwegian scheme because I've flown with Norway, or Norwegian as it is, I guess, a few times, and they were one of the first like low-cost operators. I remember having like free Wi-Fi, and that blew my mind back in the day. And next to it was sort of SAS, who I've also flown with and really like. We then have Project Cancelled, which focus on military projects for the most part, but also I guess it could just be anything that was cancelled really. And this is always a really fun stand to see, and I really love seeing the sort of Gloucester Javelin continuation that's on display on this stand, and the Valiant as the sort of surrogate for the Saunders Row as well. That's so cool. And the Indian TSR-2, and they've also got the TSR-2 with the Shorts I guess like air launch platform as well. I'm really excited to see how that Gloucester P376 goes. Really excited to see that. I wonder if that's going to get released as like a resin kit. That would be really cool, or if it's just going to be like a limited kit, but either way I'm really excited to see that. I love the Gloucester Javelin. But yeah, amazing stand. I know I've seen a lot of these before, but I try to take pictures of things that I don't know if I've taken pictures of before, but it's always hard to remember for such a fantastic display. Actually, yeah, on second thought, I probably should have just taken more pictures of the naval stuff. My bad. Sorry. Similar but not quite is What If SIG, focusing on things that don't necessarily have to have been even planned, but things that might have just been in different service, or what if something had actually been developed when it never was developed. It's a really fantastic just practice in imagination, and it's really cool to see. I've seen this stand so many times, and there's always something different and unusual that you don't quite expect to see. Apologies for the lack of photos and video on this. There was someone who was like helping a kid like try on a helmet they had on the stand, and I didn't want to intrude too much. I was just off to the side trying to take some pictures and some video for you. Absolutely amazing. Like, I do not know how people build things from scratch. It like blows my mind. The most I've ever done is use a tin can to make undercarriage cover. Which, you know, is rather small in comparison to the fantastic scratchbuilt work shown here. We then head over to the Royal Logistic Corps, and I think I've seen this stand before, but I'm not sure. Either way, I thought it had some really unique dioramas that I've just tried to pick up on for you. But yeah, it was so cool to see things like this, because you just, I don't know, it's just things that you might not be interested in. It's just fascinating to see what other people do with them. Heading over to Glasgow, a trio of brilliant cameras in the middle, which really kind of stole it for me, along with the A400. I am dying to build an A400 now. I'm getting my modelling mojo back, but I'll have to leave that until I get some practice with light and sound, because if I do an A400, I want to make it like fully like props moving, lights flashing, everything. Something you don't see enough of is flat figures. These are like traditionally white metal, but I understand they can be in different materials these days. And they're kind of like 3D painting in a way, but not like 3D in like a miniature, almost like 2.5D if you've seen those video games like that. That's how I think of them anyway. I think these look fantastic. I can never do sort of realism, so these things are really hard for me to do. But I love seeing them. I think they look amazing. I wish I had the skill for this. We then head over to Northern England airfields, and they are another really friendly SIG that I've got to know over time, because I just see them so frequently and they always recognise me with my hair and my nails. I again can never remember what's new on the table, what's not new on the table, but there were a couple of things I just thought, wow, that looks really cool. I'm going to get a picture of that, including a P51 right at the top. There was also a Tucano and a Bolton Pool Defiant that I really like too, so I tried to get pictures of things I don't think I've shown off before. I didn't realise this was an actual display. This is Painted Heroes, but this is like a demo as well. Really cool to see that here, but I didn't realise it was a proper stand, so I apologise I didn't take enough video of it. I wasn't sure if it was a trader, so that's my bad. We then had Turriff, who were like on the corner of this. Love this ME262 diorama. Like, even like the grass effects just look so realistic. They really help pull the model together. And this TSR2 in desert camo is astounding. Next to that was St. Mark's, and they had many Concords. Oh my god, the flashbacks to me like screwing up my Concorde so badly. But yeah, I respect anyone who builds a Concorde, whether it's out of plastic or Lego, both of which we see here, and in both scales, 144 and in 1/72. All they need to complete this table is a TU-144 and it will look immaculate. But either way, this table was amazing, and I really liked on the Lego one, you could see inside the plane as well. That was really cool. A SIG of single aircraft here is the F4 Phantom SIG, focusing on, well, you guessed it, the F4 Phantom. A couple of schemes here that I don't think we've seen before, but I tried to capture for you. Oh, and a couple of helicopters at the end. Next up is Scale Fanatics, and they have such a wide array of models here, including that Gundam in that dramatic pose, which I didn't take a picture of, and I regret that I didn't. That's part of the great thing about having video, is that you can just go back and have a look. Again, apologies that I'm having to zoom a lot here. This is just because there are people there, and I never want to intrude or get in the way of other people. I try and always work around people because I want people to just enjoy the show. I'm there to film it and record it, but I'm not there to get in the way of people. So hence the weird angles. There were a couple of things in the corner as well, including the Millennium Falcon, a Vulcan, and the cool diorama that you'll see in a moment. Thistle Model Makers Society is railway modelling, and this is really cool to see. You don't see enough railways at model shows, except at Key Model World Live, which is more of a rail show than a model show. And yeah, I wish we saw more of it, because I think bringing all the hobbies together, including wargaming, like one of the shows down south near Bristol, I think it was, that I went to that had wargaming, bringing it all together I think makes sense. We all have skills that we can share together and build a better community. The bunker next to that had a lot of military. Again, tanks are not my thing. I don't know them particularly well, but that's not to say I don't appreciate them and love showing them for you as well. Saying that, the pictures I took on this stand were apparently the Gaahleri and TSR2, so apologies for that. But yeah, lovely stand, amazing work on here. Next door was Glasgow Miniature Armoured Group. Same thing stands here, so I took pictures for things that I just thought looked cool, looked interesting, looked unique, because that's what we do here. When we don't know what something is, we just appreciate it and go, ooh, pretty, let's take a picture. Or I ask Mr. Modeler and go, what do you think looks good here? Because sometimes he knows the models better than I do. Now, I think my award for best diorama is on here, and it's not necessarily just the diorama itself, but it's just how they used things. And you've seen it just there was the Puma with the troops coming out of it, but then also being on the box as well. So you can see like Puma on the side of it, and it's all very self-explanatory, very cool. I don't know why I love this so much, but I just do absolutely adore this. I think this is probably, in my opinion, the best diorama I see at the show all day. And there was a lot of fantastic work. I can't explain it. It just had that it factor for me. And then we had the Air Cadets here, who also had a Harrier that you can see behind, a Harrier cockpit that you could sit in. It was a trainer variant, so had a front and rear seat, and me and Miss Modeler got to sit in them, which was really, really cool to do. We got a picture together. I'll put it on here because I don't like sharing those sort of pictures, but yeah, it was really cool to just sort of see the work of the Air Cadets in the models, and then be able to sit in a Harrier as well. Go and support them, support your local Air Cadet, so that, you know, they can continue to treat their units and buy new equipment as well. We then have Tayside Mavtha. I think it's Military Armoured Fighting Vehicle Association, if I remember that correctly. I think that I've done these for so many years, I should know what math means off the top of my head, but I just don't. Love to see the inclusion of Warhammer on here as well. And they were talking actually behind the table about how people are bringing skills from one to the other. And, you know, a lot of the weathering techniques are coming from like Warhammer into modelling. And I think that's again why these communities work so well together and why we should continue to support wargaming to come into this hobby. I know a lot of people are like, oh, Warhammer, it's not real modelling. It is. There's so many skills that go into it. The painters are incredible. And yeah, it's so cool to see them all together on one table. And more Warhammer here at Perth and district scale modelers with a battle between Chaos and the Salamanders. Though I will say I hate the hovering tanks in new 40k. I loved it when everything was grounded to the earth and it made more sense in my opinion lore-wise. But hey, it is what it is. Hovering tanks are what we have in 40k now. However, I do love the stand as a whole. Again, a fantastic mix of traditional scale modelling and wargaming, including tiny French tanks, which is just so cute. I love anything that's like tiny and 70-second. It always just looks adorable. But yeah, an amazing stand, really friendly, chatty people. And hey, I love me some Battlestar Galactica. Who doesn't? And then we head over to East Nuke, NEUK. I'm not sure how I should be saying that. We saw these at Telford actually, because I remember seeing the Tunnocks aircraft there, which I did get another picture of along with the Scotch airplane. But this, I think, was one of my favourite sort of things that focus on people, was the launching of the messenger pigeon. I thought that was just beautiful. Really, really beautiful. And next to the comedy they have on their stand, it just shows what you can do with modelling, really. And then was Kinloss and Forest Model Club Highland. I don't know if I've gotten that in the right order, but that was the club. And again, we had a fantastic array of military vehicles and actually some rare aircraft, including a B-47 Tornado. It's really cool to see aircraft that you don't see all the time. And they also had some really cool sort of Soviet aviation, including the MiG-1.44 and a MiG-29 in Ukrainian markings as well. We then had a celebration of Anderson with Anderson-esque 26. Then we head over to Ayrshire Scale Model Club, and I will say the Sunderland stole the show for this table. And I've already said my favourite diorama on the stand, but this came pretty close. This was an amazing diorama of a Sunderland sort of gone awry, and I just thought it looked fantastic. Really well done. I respect anyone as well who tries to make water look good, because it's such a skill and you really did it. Oh yeah, and they had a group build, which was the colour white group build, which is why everything on the table is white. Edinburgh Model Club had this amazing A4 with the pipe cleaner used to sort of support the missile and be sort of the flame and smoke coming behind it, which looked so effective. He also celebrated the 90th anniversary of the Spitfire, which I expected more tables to do because everyone loves Spitfires, right? That's why everyone always comments that Airfix released too many Spitfires, right? But yeah, I was surprised there weren't more tables doing it, but it was nice to see that inclusion there, particularly because there have been a Spitfire also flying around the UK in celebration of its anniversary. Loads of dioramas here from Highland Armour, and I'm going to be real with you, this just made me think of War Thunder and made me want to play War Thunder, and I'm a little bit sad that I'm sat in a hotel editing this video and not playing War Thunder. But yeah, I love seeing these sort of dioramas, but that's genuinely what it kept making me think of the whole time. I just kept hearing, attack the D point. Then head over to Aberdeen Model Society. And Mr. Modeler really liked the Chinese shit down there, so we will get a picture of that. I love the F-16 and sort of the, is it the Flying Circus colours they had it? Like the really old US scheme, the yellow and blue. I thought that looked amazing, and the L-39 behind it, and the tank diorama. Oh, there's just so much on this stand to appreciate. Yeah. I cut a couple of things off right at the front. I'm really sorry about that. I did try and get everything. Sometimes as well, it's when I edit it with stabilization, I miss bits, but it's kind of that trade-off of making the video more watchable and missing a couple of bits. But I do try my absolute best to get everything I can. Sometimes as well, I'm not as stable as I wish I was. I need to get a sort of gimbal or gyro at some point, but there's also an amazing Dornier crash scene at the end as well that we will get a closer look at. Now this is different to the layout that's on the website, but this says it from what we can see on the table is Garnock Valley Men's Shed Modelers. Whew, try saying that when you're drunk. But this was a really cool stand. They had the BV flying boat right in the middle. Again, makes me think of War Thunder because you used to see them all the time when they came out. And you also had an amazing A400 a bit further up, which you could see inside, which I got a couple of pictures of. I only put one in here, I think, because I could only get one really good one. But I tried to get it with a zoom here where you can see the helicopter inside and then you can see the person right at the front sort of taking some notes. It's just amazing what they got in here. Ugh, it's making me want to buy an A400 so badly. But I've got other projects to work on for now. There was a lot on this stand to appreciate, including sort of the Swiss Mirage and the Turkish T6 there as well. A really fantastic display and yeah, just amazing. Next up was West of Scotland Model Society. Again, I was trying to work around people, so apologies for sort of some of the zoom and angles, but I never want to sort of intrude on people's space. Really love that parachute scene there. There's so much movement in that parachute, even though it's obviously a model, which is incredible. The rally car jumping over as well. Didn't get a picture of that. Wish I had. Sometimes you just miss things in the moment though. This is a really, really cool stand. And I think I've seen this before because I recognize the diorama with the MiG embedded in the ground. So I'm pretty sure I've seen these guys at Bolton. Really like the BF-109 diorama, but now I think about it, I think I've seen it before. Not sure, but I tried to take some pictures of other things I don't think I've seen, including that Argentinian F4. The Scottish aviation SIG is not necessarily things that were produced in Scotland, but things that were used by squadrons that were based in Scotland. And that includes this Hampton, Beaufort, and this RLLI towing a presumably downed helicopter. Again, apologies for the angles here, just trying to work around the people who were in the room. And we had Dunfermline and District Scale Modelers. I apologise if I absolutely butchered your place's name. I really try my best. Oh, look at that Bolton Pool. Oh, can't beat it. It has so many aircraft put into this middle section. The Hunter at the top, of course, stole the show, along with the Snoopy Hercules, the weather variant. I remember seeing that at RAF Lynham all the time. And yeah, absolutely love that. I wish I could get the conversion kit for that for the 1/72nd scale version, but almost impossible to get hold of now. Hopefully someone will make a 3D print variant soon, because I would love to see it. They also had all of these Beetles that move as well, and you can turn them on and off just by putting your finger on the little button there. I think it was like a capacitive sensor, and it was really cool. I'm not going to say too much here because I know nothing about maritime. This was Chris and Ray Maritime Roadshow, so just please enjoy all of it. And our last club stand was Lothian Naphtha, and they also had this train which unfortunately I missed working, but this was a working train set, which particularly when there were children around, they moved forward and backwards, and it's just really cool to have that interactive element there. At every show there are traders, and a Scottish model show was no exception. They had a fantastic variety of traders on offer. Obviously, I can't show you all of them, but there was so many to see, including some regulars that we've seen at many shows like Models for Sale, who I didn't buy from that actually for once. This is the first show I might have walked away without buying something from. I did buy from the Crafting Well, who sell some sort of Tamiya paint holders, like wooden ones, which I bought, and I also bought some more Tamiya lemon scented glue, which I love using that stuff because it was so cheap at this show. And I also bought a micro set holder because I knock that over every single time I use it. There was also the competition up here as well, which I just took you for a walkthrough. But before we go through the full walkthrough, let's listen to my thoughts on the show. So it's after the show, and I've just been editing the video. Sorry about the lighting for me, but background, even though this is just off the motorway. So the show was really good, and apparently the venue is going to be demolished either next year or the year after. So this is either the last or the penultimate show that's taking place at the venue in Perth. And that's worrying because they've said, or what I've heard so far, they've not found another suitable venue. Obviously they've got a lot of time, but this isn't the first time I've seen this happen to a show, and it would be great if another show didn't go under because of venues. So do what you can to support them. If you live in Scotland, help them find a venue because these sort of shows need to continue on. The show was quite big, so the venue itself, as you've seen in the B-roll that's hopefully showing now, it's sort of a big hall, but it feels bigger than a normal sports hall. It's actually an ice rink that they use for curling, and that's part of the reason that's led to its demolition. Apparently, as the water's just like been seeping through, which is unfortunate. But I thought it was really good. It wasn't too busy, but it felt like packed, very energetic, and very warm. Drinks weren't too expensive. It was like £2 for a can of like whatever, which is, I guess, just what it is nowadays. Cakes as well, and they were £2 each. They were fine as well. So it was nice that, you know, it wasn't too expensive food-wise. Didn't have any of like the proper hot food, which I believe they had. And a bar did open later on as well, but driving, so not drinking. I went around it a lot slower than usual for reasons that if you watch my channel, you know why. But it was good. It was a really nice show. I think it opens late, which I think is really weird. It opens at 10. And I don't know many shows that open at 10. Most of them open at like 9, or sometimes before that if it's for like traders or members, or like if I get a press thing, which I do at some shows, then like I get in earlier too. But yeah, this was like 10 o'clock, which felt quite late. It was really cool seeing so many clothes I've never seen before. Or at least I don't remember seeing them before. Quite often if you go to a lot of model shows, you'll see like the same things over and over, but we didn't see that. So that was really nice to like see different things and different clubs. Hopefully see some of them again at Telford, but who knows. I stayed at the Mercure Hotel, which was fine, but the bed was really not comfy. But it was like a 10-15 minute walk to the venue. It's really easy to get to, and there is parking on site, but it looks very packed. so we parked at the hotel. It's quite a long way for me to go, but thought it made sense to just get out. And again, it's beautiful in Scotland, isn't it? So yeah, overall, really enjoyed it. I think I would go again next year, as long as it doesn't clash with Key Model World Live, because that's what I did last year. Yeah, overall, really enjoyed it. I won't speak over this bit. This is just the competition area. I just did sort of one really long walkthrough. I, to be honest, wasn't feeling great, so didn't spend as much time in here as I wish I had done, but I tried to just make sure I got you everything. It's not the most stable footage, I do apologise for that, but hopefully other content creators or friends that you might know have taken pictures for you that you might be able to see. Some of the competition stuff you will have seen on stands earlier in the day as well, because people do tend to put things up here prior to registration closing, which I think was at 3 o'clock they said here, and I got in when the show sort of opened. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this. There is a final segment at the end, so if you want to see that, skip to the time segment you can see on your screen here, or using the sort of chapters below. There's sort of a final thank you to all my supporters given the current circumstances. But yeah, just enjoy the competition area. Also, I just want to shout out to like everyone who came up and said hello, including some of my channel members. Like, it was really nice to like see you in person. I know some of you say like I'm always at shows and I always look really busy, and yeah, I do try to treat them like, I guess, a bit of a mission, and it can be very busy for me, but I'm always happy to say hi to people, especially people who support the channel. So it was really, really touching to see so many of you, especially like so many of you giving me support, knowing I'm going through quite a tough time right now, and so many of you are so kind. Might have teared up a bit on the way home and feel a bit hit now, but yeah, it's really lovely to meet you all, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye. Thank you so much to all of my start to get to Advanced Kit. You all help make this possible. But a special shout out goes to my Advanced Kit Club members, including Taggers 365, Star Trek, Props and Models, Bobby G, Bob and Genevieve Albridge, David Barber, Jeff's dioramas, the 2 longest subscribers at this tier, which is Explosive Water and Crazy Lucha, and someone who I met today, Daphne Dirk. Thank you so much. Your support all means the absolute world to me. If you like what you've seen here today, make sure to subscribe to my channel to be kept up to date with the latest and greatest videos. And, well, there's a recommended video here just for you. Have a lovely day wherever you are. Bye, 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 bye.